Hey ladies and gents, it's Sam back, and we are doing the review on the P-43 Terra, whatever you want to call it. It is, Tier 7 Italian tank. It's just a continuation of the P-43 BIS. However, this is the more along the lines of an up-armored P-43 BIS. This was kind of the Italians' attempt to build a competitive tank similar to the IS and the Tiger. Obviously, it was even better, it was better armored than the Panther. Surprisingly, the Panther had about 80 millimeters of frontal armor. This has 100. However, no, this is the mid 40s, early, I should say, 43, 44. It never made it past the design blueprints of this tank. So. Most of this, what we know about the tank, is it's kind of along the lines of, we got some pictures and a rough idea of what they were trying to do. If you watch the P-43 BIS review, essentially, like I said, this is more of an up-armored, their attempt to build something that was kind of a heavy tank, but not really. That's the history of it. It's hard to pull up history on these tanks because, they did not exist. They were blueprints only, and we can just kind of guess what the designer was trying to attempt to do. This tank, in game, I'm still working on a crew. This is my original crew I started out with. I'm only 80% on the BIA, so we're looking at 240 average damage per shot, 165 average penetration. Kind of welcome to the. Really, honestly, this tank reminds me, and if you're familiar with the T-20. The Tier 7 American tank, this one right here, it reminds me so much of the T-20. However, the T-20 has a better gun depression on it. It reminds me a lot of this tank, at least the play style, the speed, that kind of stuff. However, this does have some significant advantages over it, like in view range and that kind of stuff. However, especially with the 10 degrees of gun depression. However, the BIS does have a higher DPM, I guess you could say, and a little bit better aim time. Dispersion's still kind of shit on it, 0.38. You look at these shells and it's just like, you're watching it travel there and it's just like, oh, is it going to get there today, maybe? Before they move? So it's a little shitty when it comes to actual gun velocity, and some of the soft stats on the gun are just like, eh. But if you play the T-20, it plays very similar. At least the maneuverability wise, mobility wise, it feels a lot like the T-20. So if you're familiar with that, it kind of gives you an idea what this thing's all about. 6.81 on the reload, 44.4 on the traverse speed, 7 degrees of gun depression, 2.07 aim time, 0.38 dispersion. Oh, it just suffers. 2,114 average damage. Even if I get the BIA on the sucker, I don't think I'm going to get it. So like the Comet level, that's fucking 2,609 with a 12 degrees of gun depression. So, however, this does have a better turret than the T-20 and the Comet. So that does have a significant advantage. 1,100 hit points, 100 on the hull, 50 on the side, 50 on the rear. So this is actually a pretty heavily armored medium for what it is. The turret armor, like I said, 100 millimeters. You get it back on a slope a little bit. This has a tendency to bounce some shit. Same way with the upper plate. Not too shabby. Mobility is around 39 tons, 700 horsepower, 55 kilometers top speed, 20 in reverse, and 46.52 for the traverse speed. The concealment, once again, not the best, but then again, like I said, it's a Italian medium and it's a tier 6, so you gotta do what you gotta do, right? 385 for the view range and 420 for the signal range. This is not, I don't think I've spent the money on the radio. I usually don't, or the XP on the radio. I usually just keep on going. It's not like most of the time you're ever 420 meters, you need that kind of radio range anyway. 385, hopefully, like I said, by the time I get to a tier 10, I might have a decent crew in this tank. But it does perform. Don't get me wrong. Even with 100% crew, it does have the ability to put out some significant damage. We're going to look at a couple names here. This one was Live Oaks, Tier 8 match. Yeah, Tier 8 match, 1,820 damage. Not the best, but you'll get a little idea what this thing can do on a hill. And like I said, it is a Tier 8 match, so it's wasn't too shabby. The other game on the show is just a fucking absolute disaster from start to finish. I don't even want to really even talk about it too much, other than I'll show you what it was. It was a high caliber metal and a tank sniper. Yeah, 2,904 damage, and not a single other player over 500. It was an ass whooping, but yeah, at least give you an idea what this thing can do for like penning tanks and damage done, and how fast it can put it out if it needs to. Yeah, it's just one of those nights. I had a lot of those damaged games where I did well, but I just could not pull off wins. I think I was only probably 50% for the night, so not the best. So would I give this tank? It's a Ma tank. It's not terribly great. Like I said, the T-20 and the Comet, I still would take those over this tank 99% of the time. Only real advantage this thing has over the T-20 and the Comet is, of course, the frontal armor. If you like to be a little bit more tanky with your mediums, you can pull this off. You know, if you're top tier, this thing's pretty fucking punchy. Most 5s are gonna, or 6 5s and 6s are gonna have a hard time penetrating your front, especially if you're playing a hill with it. 7s don't really have a problem. Of course, 8s and 9s don't have a problem. You will get some occasional bounces with 7s and 8s off this upper part, especially if you're pulling off the top of a hill where they can, you know, bounce your shit. So I'm gonna bring up the gameplay for you guys to check out. Hey, ladies and gents, back with the first replay in the P-43. Yeah, I'll just be. And I wasn't on the side that was whooping. I was on the ass side. Fucking wow. But this video kind of gives you an idea what the mobility of this tank, its speed, accuracy, and all that kind of stuff. So you know, when I try to do the videos, I try to show the aspects, the whole aspect of the tank, not just you know, I just did 5K damage and won because I didn't. But you know, being that this map is relatively new, so a lot of people don't really get how to play this map. Typically, and I'll be honest with you, the best play to play, if you're a heavy, you stay on your side. If you're medium or a light, you go to the other side. And it has lots to do with the fact is it's a long ways across, and it's a steep climb. A lot of bad shit can happen between here and here. And the Thunderbolt wisely says, you know, heavy stay on this side. You know, you get in position, and unfortunately, our top tier Tiger P comes down the hill with us. Like I said, mobility very similar to the T-20, and you're seeing me here move up here relatively quick up the hill here. I'm actually moving right along here with the Leo, at least mobility-wise, going up the hill. So up we go. The problem with this map is that there's so many firing lanes from the 9 to the 1 line, and if you get into a bad position on either and or side, where you can get spotted and shot at, it doesn't take long to wreck a lot of tanks. Right now we have 3 heavies, 2 mediums, a light tank, and a Hellcat on the other side, and they pretty much just push their mediums and lights over there, the Cromwell B and all that kind of stuff. However, after watching the game, I actually went back and analyzed this to see what exactly happened. It made sense. So that was the problem right there. You notice Cromwell B, the Panther took out the Hellcat. Hellcat was way in the back because he got spotted. Unless you can stay relatively hidden and not get spotted, because as soon as you get spotted on either and or side and you're open, you're just going to get wrecked. And that's kind of our problem right here. Those 2 guys got spotted, and they were in an open area where they got wrecked. So move up in here to this, and this is a very hard map to push on because of the short distances involved here, and of course the houses here. So finally find the Panther here. We're going to put a shell into him. We're going to back up. I know I got spotted there. I don't have 6 cents on the tank. Once again, I only have 80% on the BIA. So I'm kind of playing gimped here a little bit here. So the KV2 finishes off the P-43 base. Criminal finishes off the 3001-8. We're already down 4-1, and we're fucking a minute and a half into the game. Yeah, so now they have the tank advantage. Our Tiger P, like I said, this is what I was talking about earlier with heavies versus mediums and going up this. Our Tiger P is still just coming up the hill, right? He's not even going to be able to do much once he gets up here. Their KV2 is simply just popping shots across here. So now we're down 2 tanks. At this point, 6-1. I have no chance of maybe possibly actually doing anything here. So pick up the second shell on the KV1, and I'm just going to have to start. I'm going to farm some damage here as much as I can. Decent view range. I don't have any optics on here, and of course with the low skill, skilled crew, it makes it a little more difficult here. So pull up here, decent camo, put a shot into the Tiger one. You know, like I said, the gun doesn't handle the best, but you can make it work here. So I back up a little bit further here to see if I can get. Yeah, apparently he is not completely. Pick up the 3001. I put a shell into his track there. That one pens. You saw the video. I think I had the screen had a little over 2,900 damage. So some of these are blind shot here. Looking here, and I'm just using my, like I said, stay 15 meters behind that bush right there, roughly, and they can't see you or see your shell. Find the Tiger one here. He's coming around. Their heavies all stayed on this side. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Heavy stay. See, now I have a KV1 and a Tiger P on my side. Yeah, so we are literally surrounded. Now, this isn't completely lost. This could be, we're on a position here where we're a relatively high, relatively elevated position. We could, for some odd reason, we might be able to actually pull this off here. However, Tiger 1's back there. He's not paying attention here. Put a shell into him. And we're just going to wait for him to pop here. He didn't get spotted. Put another shell out there. And now we're just looking here. The Leo goes back across. That's suicide. Pretty much just going to get wrecked when you go across the deal. Yeah. Yep. And then we lose our Tiger P. And now it's, you know, we're 5 minutes in the game. Put a shell into the Panther. And yeah. Oh, KV2 is just wrecking shit here. Pick up the Churchill. Bounce a shot from the KV1S. That's what I was talking about with this, with the armor on this. It's definitely doable to bounce things. Now, so I'm by myself. I'm pretty much fucked. Like I said, for the most part, if you like the T20 type play style as a medium, it doesn't work out too bad. Yeah. Pull around on the Hellcat here. Looking here. KV2's coming up. Yeah, I'll put a shell into you. And I'm going to back up here. Try to get in next to this rock here. Hellcat pushes around. Fast enough reload that I can get around on him. Finish him off. And now I have the KV2 here. KV2 is going to push up onto me. Ooh, T-34-85 across the way. I'm going to get a shot into his track. And the KV2, fuck, he didn't even aim. Just fucking throws it up there. That's what I love about World of Tanks. Bounce 2 shells, and I'm not going to be able to bounce that one. Yeah, 24-20, 24-21 showing, 2,900 totals. It was just pretty much a damage whoring game. But it was kind of, like I said, trying to get a little bit of the mobility of the tank going up the hill, spotting range, camouflage, using it as, you know, as a medium. And it's just a crappy map in general because it's so static. There's not a lot of places you can go. The middle section is pretty much dead man's, no man's zone. You go down in there, you're fucked. The 1-2 is you're pushing into buildings and you're just playing peeky pokey with each other. But like I said, it gives you kind of an idea with the camo, what you can do with the camo on this tank, the mobility on the tank, and of course, you know, the actual rounds. You know, it's pen is good enough to deal with most tier 7s, no problem. Tier 8s, it gets start getting a little iffy with it. But yeah, but 7's really no problem pitting most of the heavies and stuff like that with just your regular APs. So one more game. This one's going to be a little bit better, obviously, because it's, I'm playing it more like a medium. All right, back with the second game, and this is far better map for this tank in general, just because it's a medium and decent gun depression. It is a tier 8 match. So yeah, this should be entertaining. We are going to the 0 line because that's where this tank needs to be played. FE42 is coming with me, which is an epic tank on this map. Any of the Centurions, that kind of stuff here with any sort of gun depression works well on this map. So across the little river here, I usually try to go as straight as I can across here. For one reason only. I have a tendency to push very hard for the bridge area for a reason. If you're fighting on the back side of this, if you lose that area down on the bottom, you have to deal with being kind of on the defensive here. And I prefer to be a little bit more pushy, especially when I'm in a medium tank here. I wrote earlier in the chat, I said win here, this is where you win. Pick up the M4A1 right off the bat, and we're going to get down here. Going over here toward the bridge side, I usually go if I'm in a heavy, I might go this way. But usually in the medium, I tend to prefer the peninsula out here a little bit. Lets you get a better shots up here. So I'm just going to poke and see what I can see here. I don't have Sixth Sense right here, so I got to be a little bit more careful. I'm just trying to get up here to see if I can get something spotted. 4202 has moved up, and artillery starts to help me out here. I have a 3485 with me, which helps. Ooh, pick up the E25. He's just hanging out. Put a shell into him. I really can't complain about the damage in this tank. It does pretty decent. Pick up a second shot into the E25, and now I got the M4. M4, pushing back here. Ooh, I pull off a bullshit RNG shot. Oh, I love those. M41's starting it wrecked. He's our biggest threat, obviously. Tier 8 medium with some pretty healthy meaty gun, I should say. Pick up the E25, put another shell onto him. I almost got the little cockroach dead. We're just going to wait for him to poke back up here. Oh, and then you can pull some of that stuff off once in a while, where you can actually sneak a shot. Normally that kind of shit doesn't work. I usually miss that kind of stuff because it always, bounces. So around we go here. 4202 is pushed in there, and this always makes a little bit leery because once you get around this corner up here, you never know what is going to be hanging out for TDs, which they do quite regular here. Don't get a shot on him. Ooh, Scorpion shows up. He's a badass. Look at him go. Oh, fuck. He just a wild man. So around the corner I come. I know there's another P-43 BIS over here, and I'm not sure what he's up to. There he is. So pull a shot around the corner, put a shell into him. I got some really good rolls out of this tank, and I'm not, very surprising. We'll push up in here and see what we can find. Town is pretty much lost. That's the reason why I don't go to town. Ever. Pull around here and see if I can pick up the P-43 BIS. Oh, there we go. Pick up the 43 BIS. Took a shot from him, though. For some reason, I decided to kind of not really shoot there. Yeah, whatever. I'm getting old, folks. All right, back on the move. Once again, decent mobility. If I was doing this in a Comet, I would have been fucking halfway already to town. It is slow. There is no doubt about it. Its power to ton ratio is kind of shit. However, you have to remember that this does have a similar armor to a Tiger 1. Obviously, a much faster Tiger 1, at least frontally, and it matches up even pretty well with the IS. The tier 7 heavies. So yeah, and obviously probably better, almost as good as the T-29s in a smaller package, and of course a much quicker here. So now we're going to see some of the fine gun handling on this tank here. So I pop up here looking for the Louvet. He's just behind the building there. I kind of want him to park out here, but I pull up here and we pick up the Tiger P. Oh, what's the Tiger P doing here? Come on, buddy. Show me your side. Oh, what am I gonna? Oh, there we go. Pick up the side of him. KV2 shows up. Oh, if that doesn't make a little pee run down the side of your leg. Wow. Thank God that those things are stupidly inaccurate. Pick up the Louvet. Let's see here. See if we can. So lead it. No. Pick slow velocity shells. Can't quite pick it up, and he's still driving. Let's see here. We're leading further out, and we'll just go completely over the tank. However, we have the T-37 capping. I'm not sure why he capped. We were very close to winning this. We were pretty close to dominating it, but hey, whatever. So yeah, Terra, not bad, not good. Yeah, I sound like a fucking used car salesman some days. All right, see you guys later. Hey, ladies and gents, I lied. I'm gonna do 3 videos just because this one is actually kind of interesting and just kind of give you an idea of what the armor is on this tank. Surprisingly trolly, and I've had some very odd bounce shots off this thing. Yeah, it can do it. Surprisingly enough, it's with that 100 millimeters of frontal armor on the front, and the turret's not too shabby either. Yeah, so we're gonna start out. It's a tier 8 match, and it's always interesting to see the spread right off the bat. Mostly have to do the fact is that starting on this side, so everybody likes to shoot out here. A lot of times town gets left neglected, and depending on how it plays out, coming from this side, from the north spawn into town, usually it seems like we're a little bit undergunned here. So we pick up the Cromwell right off the bat, and don't let me, yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about with the accuracy on this gun. Yes, don't let me down, and I fucking tonked his shot, and I'm waiting for him. Nope, can't get the Cromwell ready. Once again, and then he slows down and goes the other direction. My accuracy today and my shooting. I won't blame the gun on that one. 2 of them shots were entirely my fault. So, however, we did get a nice little spread here. The IS goes in town. OI goes in town. Mawbreaker had stopped here to snipe. So now he is on his way to town. So now it's time to get going rolling here. Around we go. And we're going to go over here to the 9-0 line, because it's never too shabby to check out the 9-0 line to see if there's anybody getting all pushy here. Both of their 8s were spotted in town. Well, that's kind of odd. It's a 2-2 game. Usually it's, I don't know what happened to the 3-5-7. But yeah, so pull up in here. The WZ had overextended. He found himself in town, faced off against an OI, a Mawbreaker. Yeah. So, not seeing anything over here, so I'm just going to see what I can do. I'm going to come around the corner here. Look, nothing. And we're going to pull in here. And yeah, here we go. Side of the WZ. And fucking completely, utterly fucking missed that shot. So back up here. Oh, bounced the Wheezy 111 shell. Yeah. Rightly so. It was bullshit that he was actually even able to hit me on the move as he's backing up. Put the first shell into the 3601's frontal plate here. We're just gonna wait here for the kill, and no, we're gonna send it right here in the fucking track. Shit. All right, that's all right. And we wait. We bounce the VK 3601. Uh-oh, we got the Oni. This is a bad story here. Try to catch the side of his turret. Can't do it. And then I get stuck there. He's got the boomstick. I really don't want nothing to do with that shit. However, the Mawbreaker is there to save me. And yep, there we go. Mawbreaker's like, I think there's a tank over here. He looks, can't do it. Can't pin the side of the cheek here, so let's wait till he turns his turn a little bit more here. Come on, OI's in the way. There we go. Now we got the side of it. One more to go. And he's dead. One less heavy to worry about. Oh, finishes him off. T-3485 finishes him off here. Got the P-43 BIS over here. KV2 and a T-34 too. Let's see where the P-43 went to. Come around the corner, nothing. And this is what worries me about the 9-0 line, because if there's nothing over here, spotting kind of leaves you in a bad situation here. So, got the KV2. Put the oh, 129. That's it, KV2? That's all you got? Nope, yep. But hey, you know what? I got more than that. 253 into his side. Yep, I'm going to get you as soon as you back up. Oh, he dead. He real dead. That's all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes the Biss. He puts a shell into me. And around the corner we go. Apparently they completely decided to leave that line. The 9-0, the Biss was the only thing over there. So now we're pretty much got the T-34-2 and an M4A3 in front of us and some RT players here. So now the T-34-2 gets real pushy here. He's probably thinking to himself, yeah, I got myself a tier 6 here. I'm going to bully him. So around the corner we come here. Can't quite. Come on, 3485M. Nope. Oh, put a shell into the T-34-2. And of course, I get nailed because he always hits my ammo rack. Kind of a donked that shot, or donked that anyway. I probably shouldn't have come around the corner quite like that. Now I got a long now I got a long reload. And come on, back up. There we go. Put a shell into him. And artillery. Ooh, both artillery. So I know where they're at. Thank you, sir. You're over there, along with your other buddy that shot me. I'll be there shortly. Mob breakers down to 4%. We have it. You know, it's 11-7, and it could go either way. The Hellcat's not been seen. E25 hasn't been spotted as well, and we got 2 artillery still in play. So I know they're over here. I got 2 seconds on my reload. Come on. Ooh, there's my reload. Finally fixed my ammo rack. Yeah. So now we're gonna do a little arty hunting here and see what we can find. I know for sure that the Frenchie's over here. I wasn't too sure about the Hummel, but hey, let's see what we can find when we get over here. Oh, there we go. Pick up the Hummel. Oh, he's down in the trees. Put 1 shell in him. 242. Back around. Where are you going? Up the hill we go. And we nail him. Spot the AMX-13. That's the one I wanted to shoot. He's the one that did most damage, but the mob breaker finishes him off. Ugh. And on the run. So, I mean, within your own tier and lower, this tank can be surprisingly bouncy. And I didn't show in the other videos what I was talking about. And I thought, I know what, I'm going to show this one just because, you know, how many times you get by KV2 and it only does 140 some damage to you with the HE shell to the face. And then, you know, bounce the Wheezy 111 shell. Gone to the Wheezy 111 shell. AP is only 175 pen. But with that frontal sweep on that turret and the hull armor, yeah, this thing can be surprisingly bouncy on occasion. We won't say all the time. On occasion, you will get lucky and get saved by it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the review. It's a playable tank. Don't get me wrong. You can definitely play through this tank and not fucking hurt yourself and be too strenuous. You can play through this tank and get onto the Pantera. But yeah, not a bad little tank. Better than the Biss, of course. So, thanks for watching, guys.